All right. Good morning, folks. Be going on or offer an opinion about things, kind of whatever I really want to talk about, or whatever you offer as a suggestion for me to talk about. Which, by the way, I'm wide open to. So if anybody out there has a topic that you would like me to talk about or that you want to hear about, please throw it in the comment section on Facebook. I'll be happy to sit down and come up with something to talk about in reference to your suggestion. Hey, good morning, Janine. How you doing? Um, so today, I'm going to talk about believing versus knowing. Right now, if you watch the news or you go online or you really if you look anywhere and you are looking into information around the coronavirus, and for that matter if you look into information that's been coming out for the last, good god, I don't know how many years. There's You watch the news and it's all commentary, but there's not a lot of actual news. It's a lot of people who are on there expressing their opinions, and they're just talking about whatever. It's like, well, I think this and I think that, and I think the president's doing this and this is good and that's bad and blah blah blah, it's just a bunch of gobbledygook. Um, so we've gotten used to that, and we're used to that being our information source is commentary, and so there's not a lot of actual factual information that's going around. And above and beyond that, there's a lot of people who are putting out disinformation. There's information and disinformation, so there's stuff that is constantly being put out that is contrary to everything else that's out there. And so you can literally flip on any news station or listen to radio stations or read multiple articles on Google and come up with a completely different perspective, multiple perspectives on one single topic. And so it causes us to go, well, what the hell? What do I believe? Is Trump telling me the truth? Is the CDC telling me the truth? Is the WHO telling me the truth? What's really true about the coronavirus? Um, we have every single governor in the United States has their own protocols for their own states over how to deal with this, and those protocols aren't even clear. And so, if you look at where we're at, there are all these different viewpoints about what is actually going on, what is not going on, how to deal with what's going on. And even in that regard, no, hey, good morning, Sherry. Good morning, Matt. Hey, Michael. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Um, Literally, no matter what we choose to believe in or exercise, it, someone is going to disagree. And what I mean by that is, you go into a store, and some people are all about, I want to have something on my face. I think this is a good idea. Other people are like, this is total bullshit. I don't believe in these face masks and it's wrong. And I don't want to have this damn thing on my face. Some people are like, it's great that businesses are starting to open up. Other people are like, this is a terrible idea. And so, no matter what we exercise in terms of how we deal with what's going on, there is somebody out there who is going to judge us for it. So there's a lot of anger that's built up. There's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of doubt. This is where it comes down to brass tacks, folks. It's not about what we believe anymore. What we believe is it's hard to know what to believe. So where do you form your opinions? Right now, the one of the keys is getting into what you actually know. Because I'll be honest, from since the beginning of this whole coronavirus thing, I have read numerous articles. I've watched multiple videos. I've listened to all kinds of commentary, local commentary, national commentary, statewide commentary. And I'll be honest with you, my beliefs over the virus, what's happened, and how we're dealing with it have all been a roller coaster. My beliefs have gone all over the friggin' place. Hey, good morning, Kelly. What's up? Hey, Jeremy. How are you, man? Um, so I know for me personally, I'm the type of person that I typically like to know where I'm at. I don't like having my beliefs go all over the place, and it's my assumption that most people fall in the same boat. Humans generally like to have familiarity and have comfort, just in general, and I'm no different. And so I've just noticed myself go on this roller coaster. And in general, when it comes to these kinds of things, I'm the type of person that generally kind of lands somewhere, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I feel like I've got a grip on this, and I'm good with things. But this one's been interesting. You know, there's not a single one of us who can run away from what's going on right now. You know that? Isn't that wild? There is nobody out there who is untouched by it. Nobody. I think I even saw a news report that that Prince Charles tested positive for coronavirus. Ain't that some crazy shit? Wild, right? So what do you do? To me, and this is just my opinion, is getting into what we actually know. Getting into what we know. And there's a huge fundamental difference between what we know and what we believe. So let's break it down. What we believe always comes from something else. Believe is always brought to us through a textbook, through a conversation, through something we see in the news or in a video, something that we read somewhere. Basically, we choose to believe in the things that come to us from an outside source, from another person, from another place. We form our beliefs. So beliefs have a degree of speculation or interpretation, which means beliefs can change. Their experience on its side. Knowing always has that deep centered alignment in our beings that says, boom, this is where I'm at. Another fundamental difference, and this is, and I'm just whittling these things down in case you're someone that is not quite clear on this, is when people believe something, they'll often stoutly defend it with their emotions. Beliefs almost always have an emotional component to it. For example, we can talk about I don't know, man. What's a good belief out there? Oh, an easy one. I like. Okay, well, I will talk about the president because the president's always an interesting one. There's no matter who the president is, some people believe it's a good person. Other people believe the person, he's an idiot, or at some point she's an idiot. Whatever that is. There's a belief, right? And so, someone comes up to you and says, I think Trump's doing a great job, and you're like, what? How can you think that? Like, he's an idiot. He's blah blah blah. There's just like this emotional kind of expression that comes up around a belief, and beliefs we're always trying to defend our beliefs. We're always posturing up our beliefs against somebody else's beliefs. You ever had a conversation about religion with someone that is really, really, really into their beliefs? It's the same thing. A lot of religion is a belief. A lot of spirituality is a belief until you have some sort of an awakening, then it becomes a knowing. Huge difference. So a knowing, when you have a knowing, when you have an experience to give you a knowing about something about yourself or about a particular thing, it's because there is an experience. And when someone comes up and challenges a knowing, you just go, no, there's not a lot of emotion with it. There doesn't need to be an emotional component to it. A knowing is a knowing, and it is just, I know where I'm at. And here's the interesting thing about all of this is we are only truly, 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 truly capable of knowing where we are at. That's the only knowing we ever get in life. The knowings we have are what's inside. It is impossible to absolutely know what's going on inside somebody else. And I say this as an intuitive and as an empath. I read people all the time, all day long. I say, this person's feeling sad, this person's feeling this person's whatever. But what's interesting is not everybody is in touch with themselves or in touch with what you might be perceiving inside of them or what I am perceiving inside of them. And so for them, their knowing is not necessarily what I'm perceiving or what somebody else is perceiving about them. So our knowings are always about us. We never truly know what's going on inside somebody else, even if they're talking about it. We're still getting an interpretation of what's going on inside of them. And the same holds true. Someone asks us what's going on, we can speak our knowings to them. And if we're not clear in our knowings, even about ourselves, then we start to give them a belief. And these beliefs can change. So to tie all of this together, during this time where we've got a ton of different information sources coming at us, a ton of beliefs, a ton of opinions, a ton of ideas coming at us from all over the place, you find yourself going on this roller coaster and going all over the place with things. Come back to yourself. Come back to come back to your knowing. Come back to come back to your own truth. Because coming up in the future here, they're going to come out with some solutions to what's going on. Vaccinations. I mean, I don't want it. I don't. I don't want to get vaccinated. I really, really don't. But you can guarantee that is something that's going to come down the line. And if we don't know where we're at, if we're not sure where we're at, and we have certain beliefs here and certain beliefs there, and you kind of go, uh, and you have doubts, you may regret it at some point. So my thought on this is to know where you're at. Know. Find your knowing in your body. Figure out where you're at. So when certain things come down the line and we're being asked to do certain things or subject ourselves to certain things, we know what to say yes to, what to say no to, what we agree with, what we don't agree with. Know what's going on inside. And above and beyond that, when we reside in our knowings, when we are lined up inside, we don't go on the roller coaster with everybody else. There's a lot of fear and there's a lot of anxiety going on out there. And fear and anxiety are always about uncertainty. It's always about uncertainty. It's always about speculation. It's always about, I don't really know, man. I don't, turn the shit off. Turn off the news, turn off the radio, turn off those stupid videos for a while. Take a break, man. We're taking 1 week off and not not watching everything that's all the hubbub that's going on online and stuff. It's not going to hurt for a week. Take a week or take whatever however long you need, turn it off, go inside, get clear in where you're at. Get clear in your own knowings. Look back at life. For example, for me, I look back to my teenage years, you know. I was a I was a crazy little dude, man. I was doing wild stuff all the time. And looking back on those days, oftentimes I was hanging out with people that were going off to do something that I was kind of like, well, I don't know if that's a good idea. you know, we're gonna go. We're gonna go. There's a rock quarry. It wasn't too far from here that had water in it, and people would jump off into the water from these rock walls. And I'm like, you don't know don't do it. I didn't have to think about it. My body told me. I knew it wasn't a good idea. I just knew it. I didn't go. So think back to those times. Think back to Think back to those moments where you were being persuaded or wanted to get maneuvered into something, or you were being maneuvered into something, and you were like, I don't know. These times are coming again, folks. They're going we're in a situation where we're going to be asked to agree with certain things, and maybe you don't agree with it, but you sure will feel better about things if you know inside about where you stand and where you don't. Go inside and check it out. Turn the shit off on the radio, turn off the internet for a while, and get clear on that. Figure out where you're at. And the other thing is, if you are on there and you do have your knowing, you watch those stories and you hear those commentaries, they won't shake you up. It won't shake you. If you know what's true for you inside and you've got your plan and your strategy all figured out, you watch that stuff, it's all good. It's all good. I know where I'm at. You can be where you're at. That's cool. You're in your camp. I'm in my camp. You deal with it the way you need to, but I'm good with me. And I'm right here. And that's it. That's what I got to say today, folks. That's my opinion. Those are my thoughts. It's my strategy. That's my thought on knowing versus believing. And a big one. In fact, I know it is. And quite honestly, moving forward, coming out of these times, I don't know about you, but I am sick and tired of not being able to watch the news and trust what I'm being told. I am totally sick of it. Tired of watching people on Fox, CNN, MSNBC, whatever, hearing all their commentaries and going, I don't know if you're telling me the truth. Oh, you've got a patent on this and that. And so now that's why you're touting this off. Like, there's just no integrity, man. Like, why? Like, I'm tired of it. And I don't think I'm alone. I know I'm not alone. I know there's people out there watching this right now that are at the same boat, like just tired of the BS. What's that indicate? At some point moving forward, truth and knowledge are going to be the currencies. Truth and knowledge are what people are going to start to see. And here's the thing, folks. If we know ourselves inside and we become familiar with speaking from that place of knowing, that unshakable knowing that we have inside about certain things about us, when we get comfortable living in that place and speaking beliefs and saying things that we don't actually truly believe in, then we end up aligning with other people who are doing the same thing. You end up in the same spin. Same spin. So knowing yourself and aligning with integrity, these are the things that people are really going to appreciate in the future. Start practicing now. Start getting inside. Start lining up with your knowing. Stop telling yourself stories. Stop believing the stories we see on the news and on the radio and on internet. Get inside. Get clear. Know yourself. Know where you're at and stand in it. All right. So, along those lines, I know that I appreciate donations. I get on here and I do this for free, and it takes me. It's not like this is totally easy to sit here and talk to a computer screen and put myself out there like this. It's a pretty big edge for me. And if you're getting something out of this and you appreciate what's going on, there's a link that you can click on if you feel called to throw a little money my way. I appreciate that very much. Also, I do one-on-one sessions, one a little extra support during this time, a little input. I do coaching on businesses and also personal lives, relationships, so on and so forth. Also, I've got a group that I've been doing online for a while now, actually. But you can sign up anytime. It's called The Channel, and it's a group of intuitives, and we get on every week and we practice doing readings for each other. And so, if you're someone who's intuitive, you've got some intuitive gifts, and you want to practice those gifts in a safe space. Join the channel. It's not very expensive. It's only $10 a month right now, and we meet once a week. It's an opportunity to get to know some great people and practice your intuition. Another thing is once a week I do a live channeling on Wednesday nights, and I call that Wisdoms for a New Earth. And those tickets are also pretty cheap. It's a $5 ticket and then optional $5 donation. And that's every Wednesday night. And I do a live channeling. And so that means last night, Wednesday, was the last one I did. And there was some really cool stuff that came out. Really cool stuff about current events, about stuff to expect about and then I always follow it up with a question and answer session where you can bring your own personal questions to the event, and I'll channel a message for you. And that link is also there on Facebook. And then I've got a podcast that my friend Dr. Jay Eaker, Jay, we've been doing this podcast now we did episode 7 this past week. And so there's a link to that podcast also in the comment section there on Facebook. So click on that if you're interested, and please subscribe. It's pretty interesting. We have commentary for about, I don't know. Sometimes we talk for a half hour, sometimes about an hour. Well, it's never half an hour. It's usually closer to an hour. And then I do a live channeling there as well, and that's always pretty interesting. So check it out. And then last but not least, I'm going to be starting a new group next week. I'm going to actually make the announcement next week. So stay tuned for that. I'm still putting some things together with it before I make the announcement. But next week, I'm going to be announcing a new group that I'll be running online, and it's going to be a pretty good one about it. So hang tight. I'll probably be making that announcement on Tuesday. Yeah, probably on Tuesday. So without further ado, let's drop in and do some somatic work, huh? So along the lines with today's hey, thanks, Sherry. It's kind of fun, right? Sherry, she's commenting on my podcast, and thanks, Sherry. Appreciate that. Those podcasts are a lot of fun, and they're pretty informational, I think. I lost my train of thought. Oh no, I didn't. It's right back. Okay, so the somatic work. So today I talked about knowing versus believing, right? And somatic work is one of those techniques that gets us inside our bodies. It gets us dropped inside, and it connects us with our knowing, connects us with our truth inside. And that's one of the beautiful things about this, because is when we put our hands on our bodies and have an intention, and we breathe through those areas with that intention, we connect with ourselves on a deeper level. We connect with a deeper truth inside. So the somatic work is a really powerful tool, especially during these times. So without further ado, we'll drop in and we'll do some. Is there anything else I want to say about that? Yeah. So for today, what we're going to do is we're going to do one hand up here on the chest, another hand down here on the belly button, and we're going to be breathing into the top hand, and then we're going to be breathing into the bottom hand. So we're just going to alternate top to bottom and top to bottom and top to bottom. And what this does is it takes two different energies or two different rhythms that we have inside of our body, and it gets them to talk to each other. And so the significant uh, element of that is that what causes stress in our body is disassociation through between two different parts of our bodies. And so when we deliberately work with two different areas of our body and connect with them simultaneously, those two areas start to form a relationship and start to connect. And they're no longer on a different energy or a different frequency or different wavelength. They jump onto the same wavelength. And that creates a continuity and it creates a flow through our bodies. And that eliminates stress. And it also helps us to be more grounded, more present, and more aware, which during these times is pretty helpful. I might have to say, I might say. Um, yeah, I think that's all I want to say about that. All right, so let's take a moment and drop in. So find yourself a comfortable position, either sitting down or laying down, and close your eyes. And just take a moment to drop in. Take a moment to get in your body. Give yourself the gift here in the now. Any thoughts that you have about what's going on for the rest of the day, or where you've been this morning, what you're having for breakfast, or anything like that? Just let those thoughts drift away. Give yourself the gift of the here and the now. There's nowhere to go and there's nothing to do. There's just right here, right now. Awesome. And bring your awareness more fully into your breath. Begin to feel the rise and the fall of your chest. Begin to feel the inhalation and the exhalation of your breathing. And let any thoughts that you're having just drift out of your mind. Give yourself the gift of the here and the now. Awesome. And so we're going to step right into the somatic work for today. And so the first thing you do is bring one hand here on your upper chest. Let your shoulder be nice and relaxed, actually, both your shoulders. Let your other hand come down here to your belly button. And what we'll do is we'll focus the breathing into the area beneath our top hand. And then we'll take the second breath and we'll breathe into the area beneath the bottom hand. And when you breathe into each spot, bring your awareness to the movement in that area and the breath in that area. So as you're breathing, imagine your breath going directly into the place you're focusing on, bringing the breath all the way down into your belly, bringing the breath all the way down into your chest, having your awareness on the movement, having your awareness on the breath, and also having your awareness on the energy that you feel there. And once you find one of those that helps you to be more present, have your awareness more on that that component. In other words, the breath, the energy, or the movement. All right, here we go. So breathing in the nose into the top hand and out the mouth. Breathing in the nose into the bottom hand and out the mouth. Breathing in the nose into the top hand. And getting a nice compression on that exhale, breathing in the nose into the bottom hand. Stretching with the belly, stretching with the energy, stretching with the movement, and out the mouth. Sinking it all the way down, breathing in the nose into the top hand for the third breath. Stretching with the energy, movement, and breath, and out the mouth. Breathing in the nose into the bottom hand. Stretching with the energy, movement, and breath, and exhaling out the mouth. Allowing your hand and your belly to sink all the way down, breathing in the nose for the fourth breath into the top hand. Stretching with the energy, movement, and breath through the top hand and out the mouth. Breathing in the nose in through the bottom hand. Stretching with the energy, movement, and breath all through the bottom hand and out the mouth. And last round, breathing in the nose into the top hand and out the mouth. Allowing your chest to sink down nice and deep. And breathing in the nose into the bottom hand Stretching with the energy, movement, breath all through the navel and out the mouth. Allowing your belly and your hand to sink all the way back in. Nice job. Allow your hands to come down to your knees or to your thighs and relax for a second. Check in with yourself. Where is your awareness? Check in with where are your thoughts? Where are you? What are you thinking about? What are you feeling? It's always good to do a check in and just notice where you're at. Awesome. All right. So we're going to go into the last section of morning medicine. And this is where I do a guided meditation. And this meditation, I don't know how many of you have been following along and doing this every day or the majority of the time. But I have to say that on a personal note, that this meditation has really lit something up in me. This meditation was essentially is a channeling. I've channeled this meditation a while ago, and I've been doing this regularly with all of you, and I'm noticing something different inside. For example, the other day I was out for a run and I was noticing my body, the cells in my body, it's like they were all talking to me and I could hear them for the first time. And I know that it's the illumination that's happening inside that's bringing these different systems that I've got inside alive and awake to where my body's starting to talk to me in a different way. We all have within us the capacity to heal ourselves. We do. We have the capacity to align the frequencies of the cells of our bodies with our innate blueprint that we have, that we've had since birth. It's it's amazing. Our bodies are so wise and so brilliant that when we activate it and we begin to activate the cells inside, that our bodies begin to heal. But we've got to be in a place where we're grounded and where we're balanced inside in order to activate and utilize these systems. Once we're grounded and we're balanced and centered, then we're able to have the intention to heal and our bodies begin to follow suit. We begin to align with that healing. We begin to awaken that divine blueprint that I was just talking about. And when that divine blueprint begins to awaken, our bodies and our DNA begin to spin at a different frequency and we align with our divine nature. When that happens, we're capable of more connection, we're capable of living in our hearts more, our thoughts get clearer, our awarenesses get more acute, our lives change. And it's all from doing these little practices, which over time, these little practices aren't so little at all. They're pretty big, they're cumulative. It's not an instant pill. That's not a microwave fix. It's not an overnight fix. Overnight fix. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes dedication. Right on, folks. That being said, let's have a good time. Do some meditating. All right. So the only thing you need to do here is close your eyes, listen to my voice, follow my lead. And when I get to the part where I talk about the orbs in the pineal, pituitary, heart, and in the base, all you need to do is just imagine these orbs if you can't see them. And if you're having a hard time seeing them or imagining them, feel them. Feel the energies in these areas. Feel your breath as it goes from outside your body to these certain areas. Air has a lot of energy. Air has a lot of frequency and wisdom to it. And when we combine that air and that wisdom with these parts of our bodies, they come alive. It's pretty amazing. Hey, Christian, what's up, brother? Where your attention goes, chi flows. High five, man. He's right about that. Where your attention goes, your chi flows. My friend Christian is a qigong. I don't know. To me, you're a master. He's a qigong guy. Christian's a qigong master, and so he and I are about ready to do a little collaboration, and where we're not quite sure what we're going to do yet, but I have a pretty strong feeling that he's going to be teaching some qigong with me. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up in the next few weeks, also. So, folks, a lot of good stuff going on. Right on. So let's drop in and do some meditating. All right, so close your eyes, let the day fall away. Bring your awareness inside. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Bring your awareness back into your body. And now allow your awareness to go into the earth. Bring your awareness deep, deep, deep down into the earth. Connect yourself with the very center core of the earth. Feel the crystals and their vibrations and their frequencies deep in the earth. Awareness on these crystals. Have your awareness also on the minerals that are in the earth. Have your awareness on the rocks and the gravel in the earth. Have your awareness on the sand and the water and the lava in the earth. Notice the different energy, the different feeling of everything that I just mentioned. And bring these frequencies together and feel the life of the earth. Feel the balance, the groundedness, the peace, and the steadiness of the energy deep in the earth. And now bring this balanced, stable, grounded energy from the center of the earth up into your being. Bring it up into the space where you are seated and begin to bring that grounded, stable earth energy into your toes and into the bottoms of your feet. And if it helps, you can imagine walking barefoot in the grass or walking barefoot on the beach. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your feet. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your ankles. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your calves. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your knees. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your thighs. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your hips. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your pubic bone. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your tailbone. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your lower back. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your belly. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your middle back. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your chest. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your upper back. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your shoulders. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your throat. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into the back of your neck. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your face. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your ears. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into the back of your head. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into the top of your head. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your forehead. Bring your awareness and that grounded earth energy into your eyes. Bring your awareness to the darkness behind your eyes. Bring your awareness to the darkness in your mind's eye behind the center of your forehead, and to the color of that light that is in that spark. And if you cannot see that spark, imagine it. If you cannot see or imagine that spark of light in the center of your forehead, feel it. And we're going to grow this spark of light by taking 3 breaths directly into the space behind the center of our forehead. And each breath is going to grow that spark of light to be a little bit bigger until on the 3rd breath, it is the full size of a marble, creating a beautiful orb of light sitting in the center of the space behind our foreheads, in the space of our pituitary gland. Here we go. Breathing in the nose and out the mouth. Taking a breath in the nose, breathing directly into the space behind the center of the forehead. Expanding that feeling, expanding that orb, and breathing out the mouth. And taking the 3rd and final breath, breathing in the nose and expanding this orb to be the full size of a marble. And out the mouth. And now we're going to duplicate this marble sized orb and send its twin straight back between the 2 hemispheres of our brains, sending it straight down through the center of that area until it stops in the area of our pineal gland, which is directly between our ears, in the center of our brains. It's the area of our intuition. And here we will take 3 more breaths, breathing directly into this space between our ears. And we will expand this marble sized orb incrementally until it is the size of a golf ball. Here we go. Breathing in the nose, expand that orb, and out the mouth. Taking a second breath, breathing in the nose and breathing directly into the space between the ears. Expanding that orb a little bit bigger. Nice job. And exhaling out the mouth. Taking the third and final breath, breathing in the nose, breathing directly into this orb and expanding it to the full size of a golf ball with this breath. And out the mouth. Again, if you can't see or imagine this orb, feel it. And now we're going to duplicate this golf ball size orb that we have sitting in the space between our ears. And we're going to send this golf ball sized orb of light straight down through our throats, bringing healing light and healing. Sending this orb of light down, bringing healing light and healing energy to our bodies as it moves down through, bringing healing light and healing energy into our collarbones, our shoulders, our upper backs, our upper lungs, until this orb of light gently resides in the center of our hearts. And here we will take 3 more breaths, breathing in the nose and expanding this golf ball sized orb until it is the full size of a baseball. Here we go. Breathing in the nose directly into the heart. Expanding that orb a little bit bigger and out the mouth. Taking the second breath, breathing in the nose directly into the center of the heart. Expanding that orb and out the mouth. Taking the third and final breath, breathing in the nose and this orb to be the size of a baseball. And out the mouth. Nice job. And now we're going to duplicate this baseball sized orb that we have sitting in our hearts. And we're going to send its twin straight down through our bodies, straight down through our torsos, allowing this orb to bring healing light and healing energy to our gallbladders, to our stomachs, to our livers. As this orb moves down even further, it's bringing healing light and healing energy into our spleens, into our small intestines, into our large intestines. And as it moves down, it's bringing healing light and healing energy and chi into our kidneys, into our appendixes, into our colons. And as it moves down even further and gently resides into the space between our pubic bone and our tailbone, where it's bringing healing light and healing energy into our first chakra and healing our reproductive organs. And now we're going to take 3 breaths right into our bases and expand this baseball sized orb with each breath until it is the full size of a softball. Here we go. Breathing in the nose, expanding that orb, and out the mouth. And breathing in the nose for a second breath, expanding that orb a little bigger, and out the mouth. And taking the third and final breath, breathing in the nose, expanding that orb to be the full size of a softball, and out the mouth. Nice job. So now we're going to sending this orb down 20 feet deep into the earth. Sending this orb down 20 yards into the earth. Sending this orb down 20 miles deep into the earth. Sending this orb down 200 miles deep into the earth. Send that orb down 2,000 miles deep into the earth. Way down there. And now send that orb all the way to the very center core of the earth. And check in. Check in with a stable, grounded, balanced, and steady earth energy that this orb is beginning to absorb and sending up into the orbs that we have in our bodies. This orb that we've just sent to the deep center of the earth is sending healing light and healing energy into the orb that we have in our base, the orb that we have in our heart, the orb that we have in the space between our ears, our pineal gland, and sending healing light and healing energy to the orb that we have in the center behind our foreheads in our pituitary gland, the third eye. And as these orbs attune to the orb that's in the earth, they all four begin to expand out like spider webs or like plants growing and expanding, bringing healing light and healing energy into our bone marrow and into our bones, recalcifying all of our bones, bringing healing light and healing energy into all of our joints, into all of our ligaments and tendons, into all of our cartilage, bringing healing light and healing energy into our entire myelin sheath that expands through our entire body. Allowing these orbs to expand out into our nervous systems, bringing groundedness, healing, and balancing into our neural systems, bringing peace and balance into our nervous systems. And these four orbs are growing out even further through our bodies, bringing healing light and healing energy into our immune systems, building within all of us the antibodies to the coronavirus, building within all of us the antibodies to any virus or bacteria that could ever do our bodies harm, building within us the knowing and the balance and the peace so our bodies eradicate any cancerous cells that may be there and replacing them with healthy cells that are in alignment with the overall intelligence of our beings. And as these four orbs expand out, they're bringing healing light and healing energy into our endocrine system, healing and balancing all of our glands, bringing all of our hormones into harmonious balance with one another, bringing clarity, balance, and connection to our entire beings, healing our hearts, healing our lungs, healing our veins, capillaries, and arteries, bringing efficiency and flow to all of these parts and all of these mechanisms within our bodies. And as our divine blueprints activate within our bodies, our DNA awakens all of the quantum layers of DNA within our bodies, bringing us into alignment with one another, bringing us into alignment with ourselves, bringing our consciousness to a higher state of efficiency, frequency, and knowing, awakening within us our light bodies. Take a moment to sit with that. Nice job. Whenever you're ready, you can begin wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, and wiggling your nose. Can you move your body side to side a little bit, creating a little sway, creating a little rocking motion to help bring your awareness back into your body, back into the present moment. And when you're totally ready, you can open your eyes, bring your awareness back into the room, bring your awareness back to the screen in front of you. Right on, folks. Thanks for jumping on here with me. Thank you very much for your healing process. Thank you very much for your intentions. Thank you very much for your willingness to be here. Whatever we heal inside of ourselves, we help to heal inside of another. We're all in this together. Thanks for being here. I'll be back on, what is today? Today's Thursday. I will be back on Saturday morning to do this all over again. Between now and then, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and take care.